Good afternoon to those of you on the West Coast, and good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. My name is Billy Zidek, Standards and Codes Administrator for APA. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. This webinar is being recorded. The recording and presentation slides will be posted on the APA webinar page in a few days. We will also make this recording available to CFTA. All attendees are in listen-only mode. Please type your questions in the chat box and they will be answered in order they are received during the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Continuing education credits are being offered for this webinar. Please contact me at Billie, B-I-L-L-I-E, @appa.org for more information. Also, if you have more than one person attending this session from a central location, please contact me so everyone gets credit for attending. This webinar is being jointly presented by APA and CFTA. APA Standards and Codes Council began presenting these webinars in the fall of 2017. If you are interested in, here are the APA Codes and Standards and Codes Council members. If you are interested in participating in either APA or CFTA, please contact us. Today's webinar presenter is Michelle Ellington, President of Campus FM Technology Association. Michelle Ellington is a GIS coordinator for the University of Kentucky Facilities Information Services area. She manages 4 areas within FIS, which include GIS, CAD, Facilities Analysis, and Facilities Library. Michelle is President of the Campus FM Technology Association, serves on the Crescent Link Solutions Advisory Board, and is a certified GIS professional. At this time, it is my pleasure to turn this over to Michelle.
Thank you, Billy. I'm so happy to be here today. So hello, everyone. As Billy said, I work for the University of Kentucky as a GIS coordinator within Facilities Information Services. Now, we are a tech group. We have about 30 employees in the FIS, and I manage the geospatial team with 12 of those employees. I'm also the president of the Campus FM Technology Association, and I'm very passionate about the work I do, and I'm passionate about growing CFTA because I believe in its mission. So CFTA is a nonprofit organization. It's run by volunteers. It began in 1989 when several universities, including the Big Ten plus Iowa State, Notre Dame, and MIT, met for what they called the Midwest Collegiate CAD Conference. That was 29 years ago. And following that first meeting, and for about 15 years, the association was known as the NCCC, or the National Collegiate CAD Conference. Now, some of you may remember this organization and may have even attended their annual conference. In 2008, the organization changed to the Campus FM Technology Association because just like the technology it supports, CFTA needed to evolve to meet the needs of its members. So over the course of the next 45 minutes or so, I will present to you my view of some of the biggest technology challenges Campus FM areas are facing and how CFTA is supporting its members to evolve to successfully design, manage, and maintain these new systems of our future. So first off, I do want to thank APA for offering to host this webinar. I am very excited to share CFTA with you and welcome you to become more involved with our association. On this slide are CFTA's current campus member institutions. So I'd like you to go ahead and take a look at this list to see if your institution currently has representation in CFTA. Now, about halfway through this presentation, I'm going to offer APA members a special discount to our upcoming conference at The Ohio State University. So stay tuned to learn more about a special offer that will be available only to APA members. So at this time, I'd like to take a poll. Is someone in your institution a current CFTA member? Billy, I'll let you take that poll. So, as that is going, I will continue the presentation. I don't see the poll, but I assume that it is going.
It is going, and I'll close it in just a few seconds.
Okay. So we can leave it going. So I am an IT professional. I work with big data, many technologies, and use both to design, develop, and manage enterprise solutions for the University of Kentucky's facilities management and across campus. Now, the two most common questions I get when working with a customer to build a solution is, can I view it on my phone, or can I view it in 3D? So this is what my customers want and what I am working towards here at UK. Now, you see, the problem with everything working on a mobile device is that many applications are simply too heavy for it. So an application that works well or fast on a desktop office computer sometimes simply can't run on a mobile device, or when it does, only certain functionality can work. That's why apps are so prevalent on smartphones, because they store small packaged bits of information that are easy to process. And although 3D technologies are always the flashy slide on every technology presentation, the truth is that the world simply has not yet advanced to support 3D visualization of mass amounts of information in a web browser, let alone a mobile device. So these seemingly simple requests my customers ask for are actually quite complex. So information, that's what we are all wanting and needing to access. And at a university, this information may be stored in multiple systems of varying accuracy and stages of completeness. We have our work management systems, asset tracking and space management. We work with utilities and health and safety information, our control systems, emergency management, security, and more.
Michelle?
Yes.
Right now, all people are seeing are the poll results. Can you take that off?
I'm sorry, what would you like me to do?
You need to sort of go back to showing your screen.
Is there a button that I press? People can see you. Sorry, Billy, I'm not sure about managing the poll. I thought that was being done by you.
It is, but it's since we're showing your screen.
I'm sorry, Billy. Can you tell me what I need to do? I see my screen.
Go ahead and restart your screen, or restart the presentation.
How's that?
You're back.
Okay. I didn't know that it took off. I guess we'll be careful with the polls next time. Okay. So I'll go back to information. Sorry about that, everyone. So this is all about the information that we have in facilities. Again, as you can see on the screen, we do have huge amounts of information and systems and people that manage those systems, and maintaining this information is a huge task. So the need to contain all this information into a single location is what has brought the rise to an IWMS, an Integrated Workplace Management System. So the concept of an IWMS is not new, and it has evolved from other large-scale systems like a CMMS or CAFM, but it is the current benchmark system today for this purpose. So I would like to take a poll, and hopefully we can get it working this time, Billy. Does your institution use an IWMS to manage facilities information? And so what we will do is we'll hang out here until the poll is done, and I'm going to keep talking a little bit on this slide, and then I would like to look at the results. So maybe, Billy, you can help us get the results on the screen. So while you're taking the poll, I really want to emphasize that an IWMS alone does not guarantee that the information it stores is correct or complete. We've all probably experienced accessing information in a system on our campus only to learn that it didn't have what we needed. So having good data that meets the needs of our organization, it relies on good operational procedures, because the data quality coming out of any system, well, it cannot be better than what went in. So Billy, can you show us the results of maybe do the last two polls? Curious.
What we have is 39% said yes, 38% said no, 17 said I don't know, and 6% says currently in progress.
Great. So 6% is currently in progress. So those are some all across the board answers. This is happening now. I will say there's a phenomenal presentation at the upcoming conference where Brown University just went through the whole process of selecting an IWMS. And he shares the formulas and the strategies and the process and the questions and the surveys and months and months of preparation to get buy-in from all players across his facilities. And he's going to be sharing that at the CFDA conference. So this is a hot topic of interest. Thank you, Billy. So really, regardless of the technology solutions that the areas are implementing, the true value of our system of record will always come down to the quality of information we maintain, the completeness, the accuracy of it, data in, data out, garbage in, garbage out. We have to ensure the quality and integrity of our data. So we're storing these immense amounts of information at our institutions, and we need to access it quickly for many needs, from emergency response to support our daily operations. And this is why large-scale solutions, as well as effective strategies, are needed to ensure quality. GIS, or Geographic Information System, is one such large-scale solution the world is turning to manage and visualize information. So is BIM, or Building Information Modeling. So what are they and how are they different or similar? Well, they are both strategies that offer different tools and methods to accurately store and visualize large amounts of information. GIS is a system that stores information and graphically represents it. And because it's a database, you can query the information, analyze it, and integrate it with most any other system. It's easy to understand that a GIS can store your building footprint, your roads, your utility locations, but it can also be used to analyze and visualize more abstract things like classroom utilization. And here at UK, we're also using it to plan our staffing needs based on ground square footage and APA standards using level of care. So GIS isn't just a map or pictures, nor is it a file format or software. To manage a GIS requires processing methods and highly trained staff. Today, GIS, well, it is the standard for enterprise mapping and web map publishing. So another poll, please, Billy. I'd like to see, does your institution use GIS to manage or maintain facilities information? I'd love to see it. So Billy, while that's running, I guess I don't see the poll generating. I guess as a presenter, I don't get that luxury. So I'll let you just kind of read the results to us as it's going.
Well, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and close it. I'm going to share it. We have 46% say yes, 37% say no, 6% I don't know, and 12% currently in progress.
Okay, so it's very similar to IWMS. So this is where we are today within our facility. So these are the solutions we are all working towards implementing. We're trying to figure out how to get there. This is very good data. Thank you. So here at UK, we have a mature GIS. It's over a decade old. We develop hundreds of printable products each year. For campus visitors, we are the official campus map. We maintain the base map, utilities, space information. Our maps are used to analyze where our students live, register our information, who owns the property adjacent to our campus boundary. It's also used for our emergency response systems and much, much more. We develop a variety of web mapping applications that push out critical university information, like utilities and space information. In our utilities map, users can generate their own printable maps with one click. We believe in putting ourselves out of business. So I used to make these maps. We don't want to make maps for a living. We want to give solutions where people can make their own maps. So this is a solution that does that. Users can also view the thermal infrared imagery to analyze heat loss and to start planning on how to to handle that. Now, from our space system, we also have automated map development procedures to quickly visualize space information and space usage, also to analyze spaces that are fed by different air handling units. Now, these are web-based solutions that are easily accessed from a mobile device. We use many iPads in the field for data collection and to survey our campus. And all information is pulling from a single source of truth. That's really what this huge benefit is of GIS. So, when you update one piece of information, all downstream products will show the updated content. Okay, so now I want you to remember what I mentioned a couple slides back about the quality of the output cannot be better than the quality of the input. So although on the surface, both of these systems may look like full throttle self-service solutions, one is much more further along in its development plan than the other. So this is kind of a little trick question for everyone. So look at these two systems on the screen. On the left is utilities, on the right is space. Now, one of these systems stores data that has taken over 8 years to audit, literally. Over 8 years, I'm sorry, not just to audit, but it was a 1.5 year audit. We surveyed the information, developed standards and workflows, and coordinated across departments to ensure everyone is maintaining the information and communicating the updates to keep the information current. It's in pretty good shape. The other system, it's in good shape too, but it only stores data that is to the best of our knowledge, and we know there is missing information. And today, we're currently dedicating the needed resources to make it a self-servicing system of record without the need to rely on other information to verify accuracy. And right now, that's what we sometimes need to do. We need to go to other sources. So which is which? Which system on the screen, Billy, poll please, which do you think is the more complete UK system data? Utilities on the left, space on the right. Which is it? I mean, can we honestly keep up with all of the renovations and the walls coming down and the improvements in space? Can we keep up with the utilities locations of where everything is changing drastically on our campus? Which one is self-servicing and complete? So Billy, what are the results?
The results are saying 51% utilities, 49% floor plans.
Bravo, everybody. 50-50 practically split. You can't tell. You cannot tell. The correct answer is space. I will say our space system has 14 million square feet in an enterprise GIS that is one-to-one accurate with our official space system of record. We coordinate campus updates with our capital projects team, our construction team. This is a lot of work, and I'll give a shout out right now to our planning design construction team who is listening to this webinar. So hi, Tim and Chris and everyone else. This was a mountain of an effort to conquer. To keep all space on campus up to date in a system where we can calculate square footages, it's phenomenal. And we're all working together. Our data is really good, and it ensures that we have these processes in place to keep it good. Because just because you make it right one day doesn't mean it's going to stay correct. So the purpose of this poll is not to criticize our utility system. It's a very useful system. The purpose is to emphasize that it's the processes that keep the data current and reliable. It is not the technology. Okay, BIM. Now, full disclaimer here, UK is in the early stages of our BIM migration plan, so my knowledge in this space is much more limited than with GIS. But I know what I need to know right now, and I'm collaborating with leaders in this space of CFTA to guide our direction. So BIM is a process. It is not a file. It is not a software, nor is it just 3D modeling. It is defined by workflows, and it is the standard for building design today. It involves the generation and management of a digital representation of both the physical and functional characteristics of places. It's an intelligent 3D model. It's process-based. It gives architectural and engineering and construction professionals the insight and tools to more efficiently plan, design, construct, and manage buildings and infrastructure. So another poll. I'd like to know, does your institution use BIM to maintain facilities information? So while you're taking that poll, I'm going to tell you some of the key differences between GIS and BIM, because it's kind of confusing and overwhelming. The key differences are BIM is highly standardized structure. There's no wiggle room. It either is BIM or it's not. Whereas GIS is user defined. It's much more loose. I can change my database right now if I want to. But we still do, of course, evoke standards. So BIM is also file-based. It all lives in the model, whereas GIS is server-based. It's an enterprise system. It connects with other databases. BIM typically sees a small amount of users and requires a thick client or a desktop computer. It's very heavy, whereas GIS supports a large number of users. You can push out a map and tons of people can access it. And it's also used on both desktop and the web environments. Now, no one solution is better than the other. They just serve two different needs. So, Billy, let's see those poll results, please.
24% yes, 46% no, 12% I don't know, 18% currently in process.
18%. That's like twice the percent of currently in process than the IWMS and the GIS. So I'm with you guys. I'm with you 100%. We are all working towards to get to BIM. We have to, because what's happening is we are being fed BIM in all of our construction deliverables, and we have to process it. We have to consume it. We don't know how to. And I'm going to show you later on in this presentation. I'm so excited. CFDA is offering this training series called the Year of the Deliverable. Basically, two of our business partners, Autodesk and CAD Microsystems, who are leaders in BIM. They've been hearing CFDA people say, we don't know how to get there, and they created a phenomenal training program of 2 webinars, 2 pre-conference sessions, a breakout session, and a roundtable discussion over the next 2 months. We're into the second webinar. That's July 11th, I'll show you. But it's basically to give us all the tools and the formulas that we need to be successful. And I'm going to be at those training opportunities myself. Okay.
Michelle, we're stuck on the poll again.
Oh, I swear I'm not doing anything. All right, let's do that. I think I've figured out the trick. Does that look good?
I'm still seeing.
Try one more time.
Oh.
How's that?
Still seeing the poll.
Okay, I'm going to completely stop and start it. I bet that's the trick.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's always a technology problem. Luckily, I can figure it out. Okay. So BIM is all about the information within a facility, beginning with the planning and design phase through maintenance of the facility's information. It's kind of it's a full living life cycle of a building. It's managed in one model. Now, one of the biggest challenges, facilities data managers are facing is how to integrate BIM and GIS. I mean, they're going in the direction of BIM. They're going in the direction of GIS. Are we just building these 2 standalone systems that can't talk to each other? This is our challenge today, and there's really, sad to say, there's no clear-cut answer yet. But recently, in November, 2 world leaders in this space, Autodesk and ESRI, announced for the first time, they typically have not collaborated like this. They announced a strategic alliance to work towards accomplishing BIM and GIS integrations. So this is happening. We are going to be having BIM and GIS living in one house to support our needs. It just is not there yet. Okay. So on top of the big data systems and big design strategies, FM technology professionals also need to stay abreast of all the diverse technologies out there. It's a fun job. And not only that, we need to know what they integrate with. We can't just buy something that doesn't integrate with our system. So sensors, I think we've all heard of those. Some of you may be using them, others may not. I hear they're being placed in carpets and can detect water leaks. In hospitals, they can detect if someone falls out of bed. A sensor in a carpet. Drones, they can now not even be purchased. You can lease them, and you can use it to capture pretty amazing imagery at a very affordable price. I saw some 1-inch imagery from my campus recently that they just flew because they just needed it at that point in time. 1 inch. You can see cracks and roofs. Anyways, so then we have digital kiosks. I think all of us have seen those popping up everywhere in large facilities, airports, 3D printing. Well, that's kind of old news by now. It's been around for quite some time. I'm not using it here in UK, but it is for basic technology. And then we have voice recognition. I bet half of us here today talk to our phones with Siri. I have 5 Amazon Echoes in my house. I'm ashamed of this, but it is true. We use it to control our home. So that's the technology we're in. And then, of course, there's this whole AR/VR technology. It's augmented reality, virtual reality. That has introduced a whole new use for 3D adoption. And this actually can be visualized on a web browser easily. So it's not a matter of if these technologies will be used for campus facilities. It's not if, it's when. And we have to know how to use them, how to integrate with them, and which are the best ones to choose to meet our needs. And as we learn about all of these new solutions, understanding what's under the hood of these systems is critical to our long-term plan. Don't be tempted to invest in shiny 3D systems that quickly push content to a mobile device. Just because it looks like it meets your needs, it might not be. You need to ask if these systems are solving a problem, or are they creating another silo of information that may be impossible to maintain. Sorry, missed my fun slide. Okay, so we have evolved as a society. And today, 92% of American adults own a smartphone. 92%. I was quite shocked at that percentage when I looked it up. But it's true. The emergence of mobile technology has taken us to a new phase in our evolution. And just as the technologies alone are not enough to guarantee accurate and complete information in our systems, the technology alone is also not enough to equip our people with the right skills they need to be successful. We need to invest in our people. And this is where CFDA can help. CFDA supports your people to stay abreast of technologies as well as best practices that support process improvement. Because it's not just the technology, the processes, and the people of equal parts. So CFDA is in the process of creating a 3-year strategic plan and recently released a survey. It took 10 minutes to complete. I didn't know how many submissions we'd get for a 10-minute survey. Even though I packed a lot in there and tried to keep it quick, that's a long time to take a survey. We received 65 submissions. Now, one of the questions or the answers I'm sharing with you was about the question, what FM technology advancements are you redefining internal strategies for? So this is a word cloud, and the answers shown here were the top responses, and they're weighted in size by the frequency listed. No surprise here, GIS, BIM, and systems are the big heavy hitters, cloud, IWMS, web, mobile. Got to manage this information. So implementing these complex systems for our institutions, you know, it's quite honestly innovative and cutting edge. It is. And it will be challenging. It's going to require focused education and targeted support to succeed. CFDA's educational offerings today and in the future, we're going to gear them to enable our success with implementing these solutions. So also in our strategic plan is determining what types of training opportunities will best sharpen our people, our FM technology employees. Because, you know, we have all these technologies coming out and we have to stay on top and learn them, but are we also improving ourselves? We might, you know, buy the latest and greatest phone, but are we investing in the latest and greatest skills so we can be successful? Now, I'm very passionate about lean and agile. They're both mature management approaches that are proven to improve quality and customer satisfaction. They're mostly used in construction and healthcare in manufacturing, where a lot of waste exists, and they create processes and one-piece flows. And CFDA is going to be including both lean and agile along with project management as future training offerings. I have been a student of lean for almost a decade, and I can attest to its value and the success of growing our department here at UK. And I'm very excited to bring this to CFDA. Managing the immense amount of information of a campus with technology, it's no small task. I think we all understand this. We just don't know how to get there. And I believe that these strategies that you see right here, lean, agile, and project management, I believe these strategies offer the necessary survival skills to our members to handle the challenges ahead. And that's what CFDA will be investing in. Okay, so now I'm going to go into more of the association resources. Start with the conference, because that is coming up. Lots of stuff going on with that I'm excited to share with you. So CFDA 18 will be at The Ohio State University this year. This is very symbolic, because back in 1989, OSU was also the first meeting location of this group. As you may recall, back then it was called the Midwest Collegiate CAD Conference. So it's taken a full circle 29 years later. We have 27 breakout sessions on campus FM technology, solutions, and implementation strategies. Let me repeat that, 27 breakout sessions on technologies. There's so much content at this year's conference. I had to turn away submissions. We had to increase to 3 tracks. And in some cases, we had to reduce down to 30-minute presentations instead of 45, because there's so much content. We will be recording our sessions this year, which I'm excited about, and serving those out to members via our YouTube channel. Let's see, we have lots of keynote speakers. I'll tell you about our main one here coming up. I'm also excited about an AR/VR exhibit, augmented reality and virtual reality. I really wanted to get the technologies into the hands of people. So instead of necessarily putting it into a trade show area where people are going by really quickly during and between sessions, we are featuring this exhibit during a social event. So attendees will have 2 hours to kind of mingle and to touch the technology and to ask questions and to share their thoughts on what it could be used for with our business partners. We're also going to have several campus tours of OSU, which is a gorgeous campus. So we have 3 buses. Everybody will get a bus campus tour, and then I think there's 5 tours this year. You can choose a campus architecture, landscape, and much more. You can check our website for details. So I think our conference is special. We only have about 100 or 200 people there, so it's intimate. So long-term relationships are fostered. CFDA is like a family. The same people go year after year. They network, they talk to each other, and they share. It's a very, very sharing group. Now, I encourage you to read our testimonials on the 2017 conference. That's where these were pulled from. It's on our website. The link's on the bottom right or bottom of the page. Now, one of our business partners actually wrote an article called The 5 Reasons Why the CFDA Conference is Not to be Missed. When I saw this come out a week after the conference, I felt honored. This article was unsolicited, and it came from the heart. So do read that article. He did a phenomenal job. This is an overview of the conference. Monday, we will be having a leadership strategic planning session that is closed to all but leadership. Tuesday is the optional pre-conference sessions, and then the welcome reception is that evening. Day 1, it's really just all breakout sessions and keynotes. We also have a fun thing called a Business Partner Solutions Showcase, where our business partners love it, and so do the attendees. Basically, all the solution providers stand up in front of all members in the General Assembly area, and they do a rapid-fire 5-minute presentation on their solution. So what's great about this is very quickly you get to see who's there, what solutions they're offering, and then in between the breakout sessions, you can really get straight to the point of the questions you want to ask about their solution. So everyone seems to really enjoy those. This is year 3 of doing that, and it's a home one. Thursday, we have the same kind of thing, the keynotes and the breakout sessions, our all-member meeting, and then in the afternoon we have the campus tour and the special event, which will have that AR/VR exhibit. On day 3, people are tired on a 3-day conference at the end. I think we all know that. So day 3 we have an unconference. And even though last year's conference was, like, I thought it was great. Everything was great about it. The sessions were great. Our attendees said the unconference was the best part of the entire conference. It allowed over 2 hours of just fully focused talk time between people. So we set up tables of topics, and I had leaders who facilitated the discussions, but it was very free form, and really some great magic happened during that unconference. So we'll be doing the same thing this year. Our pre-conference sessions, we have 7 pre-conference sessions from world leaders. These are our diamond partners, each 90 minutes long. Some of you might know Jeff Lane from ASSA ABLOY. I saw him present at the Kentucky APA Bluegrass chapter. He did a presentation on the Internet of Things, IoT. It was a great presentation. So I invited him to come to CFDA to join us this year, and he came on as a diamond sponsor. So ESRI, the GIS leader, will be showing the ArcGIS Inside Facility Routing tools called ArcGIS Indoors. There are 3 sessions on BIM, 2 of which are part of the current CFDA learning pathway called the Year of the Deliverable. I'll be mentioning more about in a second. FM Systems and Planon are both world leaders in IWMS, and they'll be offering insight on using an IWMS for better campus management. And the pre-conference sessions, not to get salesy, but it's $50 on top of a regular registration. I mean, it's a wealth of content for one day at a very affordable price. So this is our main keynote, Nick Tung. He joins us from the United Kingdom. He is from Lancaster University in England, and he'll be offering a globally focused keynote on where higher education is in the implementation of technology for facilities management. So this is the Year of the Deliverable. There's a link down there. You can access it from our website. 2 30-minute webcasts. The second one is coming up here July 11th. The first one is on our YouTube channel, so check us out. There will be 2 90-minute pre-conference sessions, and then the breakout session at the conference where Ohio State and Western Michigan, who are both leaders in this space, will share some best practices. And then the on-conference will have that roundtable discussion and BIM deliverables, and just kind of bring everything home. And so those are some of the questions that are asking down the bottom of the screen. I don't need to read it to you, but it's an excellent training track. If you are struggling with how to get to migrating to BIM, really check this out. This was compiled from people who are very passionate about making things the best they can be for us. This is the AR/VR exhibit. Our participants, we have Patrick Engineering, who they provide solutions for Matterport. If you've never seen Matterport, it's pretty slick. It makes these dollhouse views that you take a camera, it's a laser scan, and it looks like a picture. It looks like you're in the facility as you're walking through in 3D on a mobile device. What he's going to be doing, Patrick, John Young, he's going to have the camera, he's going to scan our exhibit hall, and then he's going to show the final capture at the AR/VR exhibit. Imaginet Technologies will also have their hot and new Leica BLK 360 imaging scanner. Now, ASSA ABLOY, they are truly revolutionizing instructional documentation with their mobile 3D resources. It's an app. And on the screen, you can see that's just like you can move it with your fingers, and you can zoom in, and you can take off hardware, and you can see how it goes in straight from your phone. And then Concept 3D, they're going to have some headgear for attendees to get a feel of how the AR/VR technology and the solution works. So, the slide I showed you before, not all of our members attend the conference, of course. So here's the current list of attending campus institutions. Take a look, see if you're here. Because if you're not, I have a special discount to APA members only that may be of interest to you. $100 off an individual registration. So this is just for you guys. We have not promoted this to anybody, but you know, one of the questions in our strategic plan was what organizations should CFDA align with, and APA was obviously one of the top ones most offered. So this is an opportunity to bring our organizations together and to share resources a little bit more fluidly, and this is why we're offering it to you. Now, I will say we have limited spots. We're small. So we only have limited seating. This offer to you does expire June 30th. So if you are interested in this and getting your people there, I do encourage you to react soon to it because we do fill up. We sold out 2 years ago. Okay. So wrapping up here, just a couple slides more about CFTA. Told you a little bit about the history. Here it is on a slide. 1989 was inception, and then today we are the CFTA. Our membership metrics, today we have 194 members in 35 states and 3 countries, and 30% business partners, 70% campus members. You can see we do have that big Midwest presence. Here are our position categories. I understand there's a lot of facilities managers here today. Over 50% of CFTA attendees are made up by directors, managers, and coordinators. So we are the influencers. We also have, I'm going to CFTA with 3 of us this year. So you see that a lot at CFTA. You see different levels of personnel there, just pulling different information. Our resources and services, there's a lot of words on the page. I like graphics instead, but I am going to share a couple of these with you, not in this long, wordy slide, but in different wordy slides. This is our listserv. Listserv technology is basically you send an email out, and lots of people who are subscribed to it get it, and if you're on listserv, you receive it. Our listserv is so active. I mean, today there's I think I got 2 emails on the listserv. It's like every day there's something going on, and people ask questions, and others answer, and it's coined as the crown jewel of CFTA. What's great about it too, though, is you can go into the archive. So here I just went into our archive and searched for BIM deliverable guidelines, and got all of these different threads on discussions on it. The archive goes back decades, I think. So check it out. Oh yeah, and then you can also subscribe for free. You do not need to be a member to join the listserv. We have, I think, 500 or 600 people on our listserv. So do check it out and join the listserv and just see if it's good for you. You can always unsubscribe. Our webinars are they're pushed out on our YouTube channels. We have playlists. Back in 2015, we had a Facilities Geospatial Technology Showcase, 12 videos over 6 months. Every 2 weeks, the campus showed their geospatial solutions. It was very well attended. We had another geospatial showcase in 2016, virtual roundtable discussions, and we just pushed the content out here. Now, members, they receive a lot of the like the conference webinars and recordings. That's not for public, but we do push it out a year later. I definitely don't want to keep our resources in our house. I want to get it out there, but we do need to have that member value. So after a year, anything that is members only, we kind of push it out there. So check it out. Same thing with surveys and reports. Any new surveys and reports will be members only. After a year, they get published for public use. So you can go to our website right now and download a 2016 salary survey, as well as a 2017 Geospatial Technologies for Campus Safety white paper that was done by UMass Lowell. There are some future white papers planned. One that I'm excited about is a gentleman is going to, from Wright State University in Ohio, is going to do a white paper on the year of the deliverable. So we have a grant review task force at CFTA. And so he applied for a grant with CFTA, and we're paying his way to CFTA 18. They are experiencing budgetary cuts, and so we're supporting him attending, and as a result, he's going to write a white paper for CFTA. So it's a win-win. We support our members, and we support getting information out there. Oh, then another white paper I'm going to work on with a company called Agile Handover. We want to create a white paper on Agile and Lean and how those are beneficial tools for facilities management. Now this is kind of pretty slick. It's our membership directory, and instead of just like the regular information on like, you know, the person's name and what organization they're part of and so forth, we also have fields in here where our members can put in their campus systems and their campus info. And I think I actually have this flipped on the slide. So you can see on the right is the campus system. So you can see this is Brown University. I did get approval from Brown before publishing this. And at a quick glance, you can see what systems they're in, which is pretty powerful information. We are growing this. The tools exist as members only that you can also search. So if you wanted to search for who's using Blue Cello Meridian, I think I did a search on that recently, and 17 different organizations showed. So if I wanted to talk to different people about the systems they're using, it's a wonderful value to have this in our database. And so lastly, our mission. CFDA members represent a diverse group of professionals dedicated to using FM technologies to better manage campus facilities. And our identity exists in the combined talent and experience of our members and their willingness to use their knowledge to serve one another through sharing and collaboration. The unique character of the association lies in its focus on the development and application of the tools of technology across multiple disciplines for the planning, development, maintenance, and management of campus facilities. And it is our mission to serve our members and society at large by facilitating the success of our constituents. And that is CFDA. So with that, I think I ended a little bit early, even with the technical difficulties, Billy. So this presentation, it does offer a lot for Q&A, but I would like to open it up for Q&A if anyone has any questions.
We have questions in the queue, so we're ready to get started.
Okay, go for it.
Is there a difference between CMMS and IWIM?
Now, from what I understand, a CMMS is basically, it's kind of like the older version of an IWMS. So is a CAFM. They're just like the evolutions of the technology over time. And from what I understand is that a CAFM and a CMMS, they kind of structure their data into different systems, so to speak, and I don't really know exactly how it all works, but that an IWMS really holds everything in one system, and that's where the power comes in. So it's just a new evolution.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is, what GIS application are you using at UK, and is the data in a flat file or a database?
Sure. So most institutions have an agreement with their state and to be part of the ESRI site license agreement. So ESRI is who we use. It's the ArcGIS suite of applications. And it's I don't want to say it's free because it's not free, but it's pennies compared to what it should cost. So because UK is part of the Kentucky Site License Agreement with ESRI, we do get unlimited use of their enterprise systems. So that's the reason why we've invested in it. And by no means am I trying to hammer anybody, but Autodesk used to provide facilities very high, cost breaks in their software as well. But I think a year or two ago they cut us out. So it was 2 years ago. So now we have to pay for Autodesk software, which is very expensive to use. So we have to be more cautious with what we go with in that direction. Whereas Esri, we can go crazy and we can implement things. So ours isn't a full throttle enterprise database, load balance servers. It's the Cadillac. We use replicas. We use best practices. We are a leader in facilities management space. I have a very close working relationship with Esri. I'm an early adopter and on their beta testing for indoors mapping and so forth. So if anyone wants to reach out to me for GIS, I'm obviously a geospatial technologies evangelist, and I can help in that space. BIM, not so much. Next question.
Could you describe your workflow for accommodating building renovations and the impact on the GIS data? How are floor plans exported, edited, imported?
Ooh, good question. Hopefully I answer this all. So basically, we do follow lean and one-piece flow and process improvement. So what that means is in the beginning, we just We would make an update every time we knew about it, and sometimes that would be most times it was after the renovation was completed. Ha, surprise, right? I bet everybody feels that same way. So we had to stop that because it was important. We had to have accurate floor plans ready to support move-in and occupancy, not 6 months later after people moved in. So today, our process is that we know about major campus constructions when it goes into the Board of Trustees Financial Committee review reports for approval. We literally know the construction area where it's going to occur before it's approved. So we've worked with our capital projects team over many years. We get paid. We are a recharge area. In case I didn't mention that, so people pay us to do our work. So we're part of all budgets for campus construction to update all of the facilities drawings of record. A critical piece that we changed to our process is that in our house, we have an employee, Janet Schwartz. She's a facility solutions architect and a licensed architect. She is the official room numbering approver of all campus floor plan drawings. So all information needs to go by her. It needs to be approved by her. Once the floor plans are once the as-built are ready, we update the CAD to UK key drawing standards, and then we also export out to GIS, and in doing so, we have the data ready for occupancy. One of the things we just acquired recently is we will now be doing the evacuation planning maps. So because we have this process and this one-piece flow, we're now just sticking the evacuation plans and working with the fire marshal's office, now giving him a mobile device and collector in the field so he can, 2 weeks before certificate of occupancy, he can go ahead and put the locations of all the fire extinguishers and the routes and so forth, and then we're using the current floor plan and we can just whip out that evacuation plan. And a lot of our students make our maps, believe it or not. So our students will be making the evacuation plans, and that's just going to be quick work. So our final formats are we push it out in an enterprise GIS for map, web map display. So anything that needs to be viewed in a computer is done in the GIS. Architects still like to hold a piece of paper with the floor plan rotated to fit on the page, and I get it. So that is really our source of truth. We call it the verifiable source of truth. So the floor plans are in CAD. Architects pull from that to support all of their campus renovations, but then we are always making changes to the GIS when changes occur, so we can then analyze them and manage that in the GIS. Next question.
Okay. Can you speak about the Microsoft Hololens?
No, I can't. I've seen it. It's pretty high tech. There's another company out there called DAQRI, DAQRI, that's doing some cool stuff in that space. And I actually reached out to them to come to CFDA, but they're so cutting edge. They're looking for people to almost pay their way. I'm not sure. I know that it's for those of you who haven't seen it, you can basically look at it and through it, and you can kind of put your hands out in front of you and touch things, and you feel like you're touching it. You don't feel it, but you can see that you're touching it. You can put models together with it. So I know what you're talking about, whoever asked that question, but that's one of those things I'd love to bring into CFDA, just so people can kind of look at it. We're not going to invest in those things yet, but really, I do swear by this. It's not a matter of if, but when. These technologies are coming to us. So that's cool. Cool question. All right, next.
What WIM system did Brown University select after their evaluation?
Ooh, I am going to defer. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm going to defer. Mm-hmm.
All right. Does your staff include full-time personnel or some students? What percentage?
Absolutely, great question. So we do have students. Students carry a lot of the weight of our organization, believe it or not. They do huge amounts of work. They make the maps for our department. We don't hire any CAD drafters anymore or technician level employees. Our students come to us with no CAD or GIS experience, and within 1 month they're doing all of the CAD drawing plans and map development. Not all, but for our reoccurring products, not the new ones. We have really good workflows. Again, this is lean, why I'm so passionate about it. So I have 3 students up in Geo team. Programming doesn't have any. I think the IT field services group might have like 4 students, so what's that, about 7? I think we have like 2 or 3 temporary employees, and the rest are full-time. A lot of full-time employees, a lot of project managers. A lot of our project managers are technical project specialists. We do huge amounts of project management, and so we kind of like are very role-based, and put people into who are the production people. We allow them to work and not have to deal with the customer and scheduling. So we have our technical project specialists for that.
Okay. Michelle, Monty Coombs from Brown said it's okay for you to discuss.
Okay. Monty, hi. They chose Planon. And Planon is it's a very attractive solution. I've seen it. I'm not in the market of an IWMS right now, but what I've seen of their solution is very attractive. And they've actually just come into the United States space. They own the market in Europe, from what I understand, and about a year or 2 ago, decided to cross the ocean. And at this point, they have earned the business of at least 2 Ivy League schools, University of California school systems, I believe. They're doing good. So keep your eye on Planon. I love how all these different solution providers are sharpening each other to improve. Next question.
Okay. Does CFDA have a list of special interest groups for innovative technologies? And if so, how can people submit their ideas or become part of the discussion or group?
We don't yet, but I will say that for next year, and we're going to announce this at the conference, is Monty Coombs, who did chime in here just a minute ago. He is the treasurer of CFDA, and we've talked about what kind of award can CFDA offer, and he came up with this great idea of an innovation award. So next year we are going to seek nominations from the public to nominate any kind of innovations that they are doing. And we will be publishing that information on our website. And I think that the last question could really get the engine running to create some sort of committee to support that. Next question.
Okay, well, that's all the questions we have now, and we're almost at the top of the hour. Michelle, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to do this presentation, and I'd like to thank all the people who took time out of their busy schedule to attend the webinar. So, again, thank you, everyone, for attending. And just a note that the Standards and Codes webinars are going to take a break for the summer, so we will be back in September. So look for our schedule of upcoming webinars. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a great afternoon and the rest of your week.
Thank you, Bailey.
Bye-bye.